Hey guys, welcome to another 31 Horror Toys in 31 Days review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Galoob Starship Troopers bug figure. Now this thing is absolutely awesome. I think it's fairly movie accurate, and it's just overall a really cool thing, especially for a figure that came out in a very unknown toy line from a movie that really probably shouldn't have had any figures. So basically, the toy line that came out of Galoob was just a quick, short run. It had very weird figures, like here's Johnny Rico in weird armor. He came with a huge gun, a big helmet, just stuff that wasn't really in the movie. And as you can see, it actually has his, on the back it's his normal costume from in the movie, but he's covered in this armor. So they had a bunch of weird stuff like that, but out of all of them, this is actually fairly movie accurate and just overall really cool. He has some sound features too. We'll go over that in a second. So to start out, let's take a look at the sculpt and paint of this massive thing here. This is really big. Just for a size comparison, here it is next to, let me see, NECA Aliens Hicks figure. So as you can see, it stands way above 7 inches tall, and it's longer than 7 inches, so that's a pretty big figure, especially since it's supposed to fit in with 5-inch type figures. Really cool. If you notice a barking noise in the background, that's because my neighbors just got a stupid dog. I hate dogs so much. Okay, so let's get a close-up look here. He's got a bunch of little textures all throughout, like on his legs here. There's these little indent parts there, these little wrinkles around here, like that. The paint's very clean. I don't remember if this is too accurate. I think they were a little more brown colored and a little less jet black. And also, I don't think they had these weird red eyes in there that I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. I don't know, it just looks like that's a grumpy face underneath this. I always imagined that with these bugs, yeah, that's one of the sound effects. I always imagine with these bugs that this is like their face. This is just like their mouth, and you know, they don't really have eyes, they go by feel or whatever. But I don't know, is that supposed to be like a face in there? I'm not sure. Okay. So he's got a bunch of little details around here. As you can see, there's where the speakers are. There's these little holes around there. He's got all these little crustacean-like bumps on him. Then up on the top, looks like a, you know, kind of like one of those Black Widows that have that red hourglass thing on them. Yeah, that's what that, I wonder if that's what they were going for. This is where you add the batteries. Then under here it says China, and then, you know, 97, which is the year that it came out, I guess, the figure. Yeah, this movie was rated R. It was like really dirty, really grotesque, gore-filled. Then they made a toy line out of it, not even based off of like a cartoon or anything. Just seems a bit odd. Okay, so yeah, I would say the sculpt and paint on it is solid. The sound effects are annoying though. It's a little loud. Okay, so it has two different sound effects things. One is on the jaw, and then one is up here. So if you press this button, you get really loud sort of shrieking noises. Just stand by as I show this. Everyone quiet. Okay, so you get 3 of those, and then I believe, yeah, it's just those 3. And if you hit that button, you have to be tortured by hearing it over and over again. You can't just hit it again for it to turn off. Something that's rather unfortunate. And you might want to consider, you know, leaving the batteries out for that reason. Just saying. It is well sculpted though and cool to display. It's just the noises, not a huge fan of. And then let's go over the chomping noises one more time. This is where his mouth opens up. In fact, let's just let him munch on someone here. Yeah, there we are. Wow, that's kind of cool. I can imagine kids having fun with those noises for 10 minutes, killing the parents' ears until finally it runs out of batteries. It takes those smaller type of batteries. I never like those. Let me see. This is the size that it takes. LR44 by 4. It's 1.5V batteries. Kind of hard to track down. For some reason, it also works for this old Cyclops figure. Just for no reason. I'm going to point that out because I was shocked that I was able to use these batteries for more than just this one figure. Okay, so now we've gone over sculpt and paint, because really there's not much to talk about other than the underside looks like this. It's all stripy. It's yellow, red, and then black, but the black isn't really a paint color, it's just the main base. So, you know, it's okay. It's actually got a little bit of shading. Oh, I hate that so much. That noise. It's got a little bit of shading sort of through there. It looks like maybe a dusting of the red. But that's done well. But everything else is just very basic. It's got the real design of the monster. It's just basic. Okay, so let's go over the articulation, which he does have quite a bit of. His legs, each one is individually articulated at one point. The rest of their leg is just a solid piece. It moves up and down, and then it's kind of like on a ball joint, so it can spin around. It's got a little bit of movability to it, so as you can see, it's like a... Let me see if I can show you that. It's a hinge. Maybe it would be easier to show underneath. It's a hinge, and then it's got another hinge inside, so it can just move around freely like that. And that works on all four, and his joints are rather tight, so that you can display them fairly easily. Yeah, he can do the crab walk. And then he's also articulated, so all four of these legs have the same amount of articulation. Then he's articulated up here at the arms. I guess it's like kind of these weird pincers. It's like a mouth part that's also maybe arms. I don't know. It's hinged so that it can move around like that, but then it's also hinged so that it can move in and out. So let me show you this. Yep. Outward like that. I like that. Another cool little touch. It's got that on both sides, so you can be like, what? Was the joke bad? What? If you imagine this is the head, these are the arms, and these are the legs, that's kind of weird looking. I don't know. It's a weird design. Very weird. So weird. Okay. Also, he has a lot of little bumps on his arms. Might as well point that out. A lot. Okay, and then where else is he articulated? The jaw, but you already know how that works. We will hear a lot of noises if I start doing it. Let me see if I can just put my hands over the speaker so we can do this. Yep, see, it moves up and down like that. That's basically the only articulation there. I don't see any other. Then at the neck, he can move around. And if you wanted to, you could actually flip it full 360, but you'd have to get all of the arms positioned somewhat like this. So you could turn his head. Let's see if I can... Yeah, so you can turn his head all the way around like that. If you wanted to. There would be no real reason to, but let's say in some wild, for no reason you decided to do that. Then you could. Okay, so I do like this figure. I would not recommend him for the price point. He is very rare and worth... I believe the only one I've seen is like $65 in package. It's not a real good package. It's just one of those opened display type pieces of cardboards that he's set in. And it's very rare indeed. I don't think I've seen any others. So yeah, if you want him, make sure to look around in strange places, because I got this guy at my flea market for like $2, I believe. I don't know. It was quite a while ago. So anyway, tell me what you guys think about this figure. I like it. I definitely would recommend it for a lesser price. If you could get it for 20 bucks, go ahead. It's cool, and if you're a fan of Starship Troopers, it's almost a must-have, because think of it, you can put this with G.I. Joes, you could put this with, hell, even Walking Dead figures. It's kind of well-matched. Kind of really well-matched. Yeah, and then even if you just collect these crappy Starship Trooper figures, which I would do if they weren't so expensive. They're kind of expensive themselves, these goofy little figures here. So, tell me what you guys think. I will see you guys in the next review. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stick around for some size comparisons. I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace. This bug stands at about 9.5 inches tall. Here he is next to a Marvel Legends figure. Here he is next to a NECA figure. Here's the bug next to some McFarlane Toys Halo figures, and these guys look really cool next to this ARACHNID. It's just, dang. They kind of fit in. It just reminds me of the Starship Troopers look. So, if you were to get this guy, I would recommend getting these guys to put alongside him. They can be your Marines. And here he is next to a horrified looking Dale.